Hi everyone, I'm Elena. I will focus on the description of SCG methods. The SCG diet was created by Dr. Simmons in the 1950s and has been used by medical professionals around the world for weight loss. Dr. Simmons' SCG diet is divided into 4 unique phases. It uses a very low-calorie diet along with a regimen of homo-SCG to produce dramatic weight loss. In contrast to other diets that lose 1 to 2 pounds per week, it is common to lose 1 to 2 pounds per day on the SCG diet. HCG weight loss is accomplished by reducing the daily calorie intake to a point where the body must turn inwards to find usable sources of fuel. Those fuel sources lie in the fat cells that have been stored away for future use. The HCG diet works to help a person ignite those fat cells into action. Each person will use a combination approach of HCG and vitamin B12 injections that stop the brain from sending hunger signals to the rest of the body. A feeling of fullness will allow the body to pull energy out of the fat cells, shrinking them and stimulating rapid weight loss. Dieters need to be daily calorie intake control within the 500 calories. This way of losing weight is more suitable for people who don't need a lot of exercise every day. For as long as the waste of abdomen fat deposition was released, 500 calories a day is enough to maintain the appetite of dieters, rather than genuine dieters in the process of diet of crazy hunger. Once dieters have lost the excess weight, treatment must be stopped because HCG only affects stored emergency fat. Once this fat is used up, the body quickly goes into a period of frantic hunger. The diet should also be high protein, low carb, and low fat. A good rule of thumb is to double your protein intake and triple your calories. So, are there side effects? Of course there are. There are also early pregnancy problems can happen to you, both men and women, headaches, depressions, asthma, and the like. However, HCG diets rarely cause health problems because users of the regimen receive much less HCG than pregnant women actually do. Thus, this method can be defined as safe. The HCG diet doesn't have a specific need for physical activities. However, it requires you to exercise regularly, eat a healthy diet, and avoiding overindulge.
Hello guys, this is Max, and I'm going to talk about the metabolism. Metabolism includes material metabolism and energy metabolism. Metabolism consists two opposite but stimulate process: assimilation and alienation. Assimilation and alienation are obviously different and closely related. Without assimilations, organisms cannot produce new or store energy, and alienations cannot be carried out. On the contrary, if there is no alienations, there cannot be no release of energy, and the synthesis of the substance in the bodies of living things cannot be take place. It can be seen that assimilations and alienations are mutually opposite and mutually undefined, and jointly determine the existence and continually the organisms. Protein degradations first into peptides and others to small modification, finally further degradations into amino acids, absorbed by human body in a small intestine. Then a part of the superior mesenteric veins and proton veins in the liver. The liver is broken down by further synthetic human proteins or power. Another part of blood to the human bodies, muscles and tissues, directly synthetic proteins or energy in the muscles tissue.
Carbohydrates are first degraded to pyruvate by glycolysis during the decomposition process in the body. In the absence of oxygen, pyruvate is reduced to lactic acid in the cytoplasm. This process is called anaerobic oxidation of carbohydrates.
The fat is emulsified and
The
suspended
anaerobic
in a liquid,
decomposition of carbohydrates
usually
is
acid from
also
the
called
small intestine.
glycolysis because
Here,
the degradation
they are
of
broken
great
down
corn
into
to
a
lactic
series of
acid during
enzymes and
hypoxia
proteins,
is similar to
which
the
are then
process of
absorbed and
glucose
distributed.
fermentation to acetic
Several
acid in
internal
yeast.
organs, including the
In the
liver,
presence of oxygen,
gallbladder, and
pyruvate
pancreas,
enters the
play an important
mitochondria,
role in
where
this
oxidative
process.
decarboxylation leads to the tricarboxylic acid cycle. It is eventually completely oxidized to carbon dioxide and water, a process known as formation of carbohydrates.
The fat is emulsified and suspended in liquid, usually acid from the small intestines. Here, they broke down into the series of enzymes and proteins, which are absorbed and distribute several internal organs, including the liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. And the fats play a very important role in this process.
Hello, I'm Angus, and I'll be talking to you about how our metabolism is altered and the implications of the HCG diet. So the HCG diet claims that a combination of hormonal supplements and low-calorie intake will induce weight loss, which will then cause suppressed hunger. This diet also claims that the higher levels of human chloronic gonadotropin in the body will decrease the feeling of hunger and decentralize fat from areas like the stomach and thighs, which then means it will effectively reshape the body. Alongside the hormonal supplement, the diet utilizes an extremely low calorie intake of about 500 calories per day, which is much less than the recommended 2,000 to 3,000 calories per day as prescribed by the Australian Health Institute. The HCG diet claims that the intent of the low-calorie intake is to restart metabolic functions, although this is not true. So both practices of the injecting of the HCG and the low-calorie are not recommended by the FDA, and the HCG diet is not an approved diet. Although the weight loss method of the HCG diet hinges on the low-calorie intake, as eating so few calories each day will result in an individual using their fat storage to maintain their body's metabolism. Therefore, neither the low-calorie intake or the hormonal supplement affect our normal metabolic processes as they claim to. For instance, the hormonal supplements do not reshape the body, but instead will disrupt hormonal equilibrium within the body, which can cause irregular periods, ovarian cysts, headaches, tiredness, and increased risks of cancer. In relation to eliminating fat in the body, this diet minimizes calorie intake, which will cause the body to be dependent on fat storage for cell energy. This means that all metabolic functions will draw energy from storage for daily activities and biological functions, eventually causing the stores to decrease and break down into smaller fat blobs. One component of the HCG diet is that it claims that all weight loss is not associated with the loss of muscle mass. This, of course, is not supported by any scientific evidence. So the HCG diet, due to the low-calorie intake, will help an individual lose weight in a rapid short-term manner, but will have larger consequences in the long run. One issue that arises is that the low calories intake will cause your body to adapt by increasing ghrelin and leptin levels in the body, which then results in the slowing of energy expenditure, which results in an increased difficulty in losing weight. This means the HCG diet will decrease your weight in the short term, but not in the long term. And it's not even actually the hormonal supplements you're taking, it's just the low calories associated with it. This will cause long-term effects on your body, as HCG is not a proven diet, and it is supported by pseudoscience, not real science.
And I'll be providing a critique on the HCG weight loss method and discussing the side effects and impacts of this diet. The HCG diet has been critically reviewed by scientists due to the potential risks associated with the diet. The HCG diet poses the following risks for any individual utilising the diet. Muscle loss. It's a significant drawback of the HCG diet. It's due to the insufficient calories eaten during the day. The longer an individual remains on the diet, the greater the muscle loss will be. 2. The diet's nutritionally inadequate. The 500 calories consumed a day is about a quarter of the recommended intake. This nutritional deficit can cause significant harm to the body. 3. Dehydration. Similarly to the other side effects, a significant nutrient deficit can lead to dehydration. Due to the possible side effects of the HCG diet, there are significant health issues that can arise. There is research that suggests electrolyte imbalances and possible cardiac arrhythmias can be derived from this diet. Further studies show that irritability, restlessness, depression, fluid buildup, and there's a serious risk blood clotting can be traced back to an individual's use of the HCG diet. The weight loss in the HCG diet is attributed to the loss of muscle. While there are claims that not all weight loss is attributed to muscle loss, these are unsubstantiated. The scientific studies demonstrate that it is fundamentally a result of muscle loss. For a litany of reasons outlined, the HCG diet is not recommended. It is effective for very short-term dieting, however it's not suitable and sustainable for any serious amounts of time. The rapid weight loss has more negative effects on the body that outweigh any potential short-term weight loss. It's determined that the side effects of the HCG diet deem it unsafe, and leading practitioners globally strongly recommend against this diet.
Finally, I will do a summary. Weight loss is an activity that needs to exist for a long time. It does not happen overnight and can immediately make you thin come down. Even if to have that method, also it must be not healthy. The most important thing is keep yourself good work and rest. Maintain the balance of food intake. And this will make you healthy. So, scientific loss weight and healthy life. So, the above is all the report content of our group. Thanks for listening.